Good morning, good morning. This is Scrapping Like a Lady, and I'm going to tell you right now, I am going to be coughing and hacking. I woke up and my allergies are just, woo. I tell you, this dang on Texas, I never had allergies. And when I first got here, people would say, oh, my allergies. And I'm like, oh, you poor thing. And now I'm the one like, doing all this hacking and doing all of that disgusting noise. So y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all better click off now, because see how groggy my voice is? It's always groggy like this in the morning. My testosterone is high, so in the morning times. Sound like a man about the mouth. Anyways, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're lovely and blessed and all of those good things. What subject are we going to talk about? Let's pick a topic here. Let's not talk about children. That could be a little daunting this early in the morning. And it is early. It is 7 o'clock, 7:30 here. And, oh, Jesus. Y'all hear me? Let me put these magnifiers on my eyes. But we can see what we're doing. We're doing this little symbol over here, these little dots. I have not been working long hours on my canvases. I don't know why, but I haven't. Oops, that one's too long. But I'm going to put some time in these next couple of days. And I haven't been doing much of anything. I just haven't been working long hours, working on it, but not working long hours. Anyways, let's talk about a topic, shall we? Let's see. Let's talk about relationships. That one I know more than I should know about it. I'm not a hoochie mama or anything like that, but it ain't like I've been in the closet in the dark. So I've been married twice. Currently married to Mr. C. And I was married to a white boy. What? Jim watched my videos. He know I call him a white boy. And y'all know I love all races, so don't say, oh, she's prejudiced. Just don't even go there, because I'm not. But we just joke around. He calls black people woogs. He's always called them that. He says it means natural-born athlete. I don't know. I never looked it up. And that's what he would say. He was on all the different football and baseball and everything like that. And of course, you know, a lot of black people dominate sports, period. So he's used to being around black people. So I had one of my clients, he's a white guy, and he said, oh, Lisa, I was at the airport, and these black basketball players came in, the women team, and oh my goodness, I couldn't take my eyes off of their physiques and, you know, their firm butts and this, that, and the other. And I was like, well, I've never looked at women that way. But when he said it, my client came in, and she's from Africa, and she used to be on the basketball team. And I said, my goodness, your butt is firm. And she started laughing, and I was like, I just wanted to reach out and touch it. I was like, maybe he's right. Maybe those things are like well developed. Probably from playing the sports, I guess. But I didn't take it as he was being freaky. I just took it as he was just admiring the female physique, you know. He probably was being freaky, but honey, things go over my head. People are like, Lisa, he was flirting with you. I was like, oh, was he? Oblivious. That noise that y'all hear down there is my foot. I never took the plastic off of that footrest. Oh, and by the way, that footrest is awesome. The one that's the memory foam. So my knees are up and it's leveled with my waist. And I think that's going to be crucial to give you, excuse me, the support that you need to, you know, to be able to diamond paint and not injure and hurt yourself. My husband said the other day, I was like, oh, put these pads, those pads that I show you, those mentholatum pads that come from, what is it, Dollar Tree? Well, $1, of course. And he's like, do people injure themselves doing this? I was like, because you're not going to always be conscious of your body, you know, mechanics and the way that you're bending over something, you know, so, especially if you're doing it for a long period of time. But anyways, back to the subject at hand. Personally, let's see, let me see how many relationships I've had. Probably about 5. That's the number that comes to mind. And mind you, I've been married at a very young age and remarried at a young age. But, you know, when you're young, you will break up and get back together and break up and all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, you have those intermittent relationships, you know. Those little one-nighters. Not too many of them. Like I said, I've only been with probably about, gosh, let me think, maybe 5 or 7 people in my life. Which, honey, is nothing compared to some people. When I get together with my girls group and I was listening to them, I was counting the numbers. I was like, honey, do you have anything left between your legs? Because you've been around and back again. But, oh well, hey, you know what I'm going to say. Whatever floats your boat and gets you there. Just don't stay there. You know, there's a season for all of that kind of stuff. And hopefully you grow up and grow out of it. They say a lot of people, especially men, go through midlife crisis. And nowadays, honey, the people I have on my table, the women going through midlife crisis too. Some of them, I'm like, you know what? You're too old for all of that. You need to sit down somewhere. Lisa, no, don't Lisa me. You don't need to be doing all of that. And one client, she's married and in love with her husband still and someone else. She's like, can you be in love with 2 people at once? I said, why not? Of course you can. Because apparently you love one for one reason, another for another reason. Yes, I know that sounds wrong, but I do believe you can. Because let's just say men, don't have all the same attributes. The other person that she's in love with, he's, you know, mechanically inclined and he can fix anything and, you know, that's attractive. A man in a tool belt, honey, get back. I'm lucky Mr. C, he has a tool belt and the right tools because this morning he had to fix. Here it was, 5:30 in the morning, and Pam broke my foot pedal to my laser machine. And I have people coming in this morning to use that laser. I was like, really, Pam? We ain't gonna talk about her. She do good work, so, and it's not like I don't break stuff, because, honey, I broke something the other day. I was like, holy Toledo. So, yeah, that's why they call it an accident. But, where was I going with this? I don't even know. See, there it is. 50, y'all. 50 is not good to Lisa. My mind is gone. Gone. Let's get back on track. We was talking about men. Oh, my client that has a love for her husband and another man. So, yeah, I personally think you can be in love with two people at one time because of the different characteristics and attributes that each one has. So I told her the other day, I was like, girl, your life is tiring me out. Because I have to hear about it when she comes in, you know. And I'm like, you know I'm nosy. And you know I'm asking all the intimate details. And which one's the better lover, honey? Because that counts too. And she's like, well, they're both pretty good. Well, you're in a quagmire and a pickle there. That's a sticky situation. Not that you have to pick the one that's the best lover, but honey, that don't hurt. You don't want to live your whole life with a sorry partner. So, what she say there? They're both pretty decent, so which one knocks your socks off? I guess that's what you have to ask yourself. Which one knocks your socks off and make you not want to put your socks back on? So, I don't know what she's going to do. That is just crazy. Wouldn't want to be there. Hell, I can barely deal with Mr. C. I would not want to have to deal with two of them. And her husband, he makes extremely good money, but the other guy is rich too. So she's in a pickle there. So honey, how can you advise people? I told her, this is what I told her. I know what you're going to do. She says, what am I going to do? I says, well, the one guy is extremely domineering. I mean, very. And I said, and you don't like to be controlled. That's her boyfriend. And you don't like to be controlled. But you're scared to break it off with him because, honey, he's unpredictable. He's one of those, if I can't have you, then nobody can. And that's serious. And, wouldn't want that. But I said, that's the one you're going to pick because your husband, when you told him what was going on with you, he was like, well, fine, I'll just move out until you figure out what you want to do. Well, you know he must be a very passive guy because Willie say, I'm going to show you what's what. You ain't going to play me to the left. So I said, you're going to pick your lover, boyfriend, whatever, because you figure your husband can handle being hurt. But you know that other one, he's not going to have it. So that's the one you're going to pick, but you're going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable. You know why? Because you're not used to being controlled. And he's going to want to control you. She was going to come and see me. Well, she did come and see me. And he was like, well, let me drive you there. And she said, no. You know, this is her time, her girl time with me and everything like that. She don't want you to come over there, you know. You're not invited. Scat. But, so when she came in, he was on the phone with her and he was like, I am quite hurt that you would not let me drive you over there. I said, girl, Felicia, we has to get rid of Omar. No, that's not his name, but I'm just going to call him Omar for y'all. In case you listen to my video, she was like, oh, Lisa put my business out there. I said Omar. But he is not to be played with. So you better be careful. That's what I told her. You better be careful. And if you think it's bad now, wait till you say I do with him. 4 months later, you're going to be like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Honey, you weren't thinking. You was using something else to think with, because that would be a no-brainer. Nobody wants to be controlled, especially when you're used to being independent, and she's very independent. But sometimes we get confused and we think that an obsessive person, we think that's love. And it's not. Now, don't get me wrong. I had to fight for my independence because my husband is very controlling too. But fight I did, honey. Now he's used to it. Right, Mr. C? He's in there working. We're both up. Well, he has to be up by 5:30 anyways now, so I hope you guys can hear me, that I'm not whispering. I'm pretty close to my camera, so, and my voice carries, even though it's deep like a man. This is my lesbian voice. Deep like a man. So, yeah, I bet you guys have probably been in similar situations. I know some of you have. Come on now. I remember in high school, I broke up with one boyfriend and had another boyfriend before school let out that day. And then the other boyfriend found out the other boyfriend and he wanted me back. Nope. Bye. And then I broke up with him and had another boyfriend. Only to go back to the first boyfriend. Honey, I was a mess. It used to be a cute little thing with a firm butt. Now that butt, whew. You know, when I was pregnant with my kids, I have what's called hyperemesis gravidera. And it's where you can't hold anything down for the entire 9 months. And so, of course, you lay in bed a lot. I'll tell you what, that Cameron Cooper, my middle son, my third child, he did this body in. That's why when he gets to, I told him to go to the store the other day, and he's like, Mom, you were right at the store. I was like, I won't tell you what I called him, because some people don't like it when you use the N word, but I was like, I said, go to the store, and that's all we gonna say. All right, yeah, get your little ugly self to the store. Make me say it twice. Why? When you want something, you don't have to ask me over and over again. If I'm gonna get it, I say yes. If I'm not, I say no. So, no. And you're driving the car that I bought and I pay the insurance for every month. You better stop talking to me right now. Crazy kids. Crazy. I gotta beg you to do something for me. Not in this life. And if I'm begging you when I'm 50, when I'm 70, you really ain't gonna do nothing for me. Boy, I will punch you in your good eye and leave you suffering the rest of your life with your bad one. Shoot. Ain't that crazy, y'all? These kids are crazy. They act like they have options. Yeah, you got an option. Option to live or die. Get out of here. Ooh, where was I going? Let me reel myself back. Come on, Lisa, come on. Every time I think about that, it gets my armpits sweating. I'm just joking, y'all. I don't really sweat. I don't. But, yeah, these kids are crazy. To tell you what they gonna do. Oh, Jesus, that makes me laugh. I'm laughing, y'all. I got all my trays loaded up. I ordered more trays this morning. You hear me, Mr. C? I had to order more trays. He's over there working. He gets so proud of himself. I had to order more trays. I like them to be loaded up. You see? When I need that color, especially when I do confetti, meaning that I'm changing the colors a lot. There's like a few here and a few there of all the different colors. So see how I have the trays lined up like this, and I can just grab it and fill it in. It makes it easy. And you think, oh, I'm never going to use this many trays. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, I need more trays. You hear my little prayers. Jesus, I need more trays. What are you going to say? First world problems? What?
You better pray to Alibaba to send you some more.
Pray to AliExpress. Ah, Jesus, that man. No, I pray to Amazon. They said, we'll have it to you tomorrow, Miss Cooper. I said, all right. The Amazon God. Anyways.
Okay, I need to get in here and play with this warehouse.
I'm so glad he fixed my foot pedal today. Wouldn't I look like such a fool for my patients to get there today? Be like, sorry, baby girl, you can't do your treatment because my machine is down. That ain't cool. Now, I know I've got a wax that I've already used and I can't find it. And I hate opening up another one, but you know what? We ain't gonna worry about that. Because you know, I am not into worrying. I need to load it up with that mud. And that's what I need to do. Miss Cat said she was screaming, just use the one. Use it in the single placer and not the multi-placers. So, yes. I don't know why I feel like I need more pins. Let me show you guys how many pins I have. These ones don't count, although they work, but they don't count. Jesus. Okay. Clear my throat here. I'm gathering all my pins for y'all could see. This is what I have so far in pins. And when I look at it, I'm like, well, I don't have enough pins. What is going on here? You think you do. But why do I need more? Because they're just so pretty, Ma. So I'm going to have to get some more pins. Because you know what? I was listening to this one diamond artist. And I just love saying that. Because y'all know I can't draw. But now I'm an artist. Hello. You better ask somebody. So, and she was like, don't feel guilty. And I had to turn her up. I was like, yes, preach it, girl. Don't feel guilty about what you spend on your hobby. Why should I feel guilty? That's what I want to know. Why? There's no sense in feeling guilty. If this is what you want to do, honey, don't let nobody tell you you shouldn't. No. Tell them get in their lane. They done passed their exit. This is my lane. We can't both drive in this lane. And I'm driving this vehicle. So, no. I wish my husband would tell me some mess like that. Don't you buy no more of that, or you can't do that, or you spending too much in that either. That's just wrong. You know, now I'm not spending the bill money. You know, hello. I want more, I'm going to get more. I'm an American. You know how we do. You know how we do. So, that's what we do. Now let's get back to relationships, because relationships are juicy, honey. I could tell you stories that'll make your mouth just drop open and all the flies will fly in. Because, honey, I hear them all day long. That's another reason why I love my job. I could write one of those gossip columns, the crap I hear. I keep you guys updated what decision my client makes with her menses. Because, honey, and she is a professional, you know. She's degreed and got all her pedigrees and everything else in line. She got great money, honey, great money. I wish I had some of her dollars. But yeah, she's like, oh, Lisa, I'm $750,000 over budget or something crazy number she said. I can't remember. I was like, let me see this house that you're building. Oh, my. I said, you got a room in there for me? Yes, come on. She just felt so funny. Like, I have to be the one calling 911 when that man go off on you. Because somebody gonna go off on you. Come on. You can't make them both happy. So, wouldn't want to be in that. Wouldn't want to be anywhere near it. And then just think about this. Now, y'all might want to move your kids out the room because we're talking about relationships. This is grown folks' topics right here. So just go on and take your little cheering right on out the room so we can really get down with it. Now, think about this. You got the kids out the room? Okay. That means she gonna have to share her pie with more than one person until she figures out what she's gonna do. Honey, no, we ain't having all of that. Ugh, no. Girl, why? I don't know. It don't make sense to me. But see, I'm not in that pickle. It might make perfect sense to her. I don't think it does because she just seems so mentally drained when she comes to see me. So it must not be any fun being in her shoes. And you know, when it first started happening, because this has been going on we're at 1.5 years. Yes. And so when it first started, I was like, girl, back up. Beep, beep, beep. You know, back up. This is just going to be too much. I know, but it just went so fast. You know, it was almost out of her control. Oh, no, that's a lie. There ain't nothing out of your control. She could have stopped it. Now that I'm thinking about it out loud. You could have stopped it. And the boyfriend, he was her co-worker. And you know how that is. You get emotionally attached. And then you got to work off-site and fly here and there together. That's how those things happen. I'd have been like, you go to your hotel. I'm going to a whole different hotel, a whole different building. Try to prevent that from happening, honey. No, Omar. There is no pie on this side of the building. No. But it is what it is now. Like I said, it's been 1.5 years, and I get tired just thinking about it. So I don't know what she's going to do, to be honest with you. I think I know what she's going to do, but... And her husband, you know, she was at my facility and she wasn't feeling very well, and she called her husband to come pick her up, and they're not even living in the same place right now. He has his place and she has her place, and he ain't seeing nobody, and he too can play that game, and he a man too, but he ain't much to look at. I mean, he ain't ugly, don't get me wrong, but I'm sure somebody would find him attractive, or his pocketbook or wallet attractive. You know, even an ugly woman will go with a fine woman will go with an ugly man if the pocketbook is right, right? I've seen that. People come in my place, these couples, I'm like, say what? And then you think, Y'all know I'm telling the truth. You like she with him for his money, or vice versa, honey, because women, we got money too. He might be with her for her money. Because in Frisco, you got a lot of cougars around here. People just get them a little young hottie. And you're like, how much older are you than that person? They're like, oh my gosh, Lisa, I know. I asked you a question. How much older are you than him? And they're like, oh, he's, 15 years or younger or whatever. Girl, you fooling around with your son? Or your son's friends? I mean, that's another thing. I'm not judging nobody, honey. I ain't gonna judge you. But that ain't for me. I don't like young boys. Uh-oh. Mr. Cooper on the telephone. Oh, good. He got off. I don't want him messing up my video talking. So, yes, I do not like young boys. I like older men. I don't want you to be younger than me. I don't want to have a conversation about silly, childish things, And women, we tend to be more mature. Mr. Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Go on out of here. We tend to be more mature than men are. So you get a young one. What are you going to do? Sit there and play video games with him? Not interested. That's just me now. Don't come for me, y'all. Because I tell you a little nasty tale something. Yes, I will. So, ooh, Jesus, that thing gonna fall. Stay up here. Be good. So, yeah. Oh, Willie Cooper, you're so dang on bad. I thought the thing was falling again, and he's pulling my canvas down. Willie, I'm gonna punch you in your good eye. Scratch that. You don't have a good eye. So, yeah. Oh, that looks lovely, Charlie. You know what? You better go on out of here. If I tell them what you're doing. Your little sinful laugh. So, did you guys hear him? You don't want to hear him. He's a man. He said he got a good eye. 3371. Anyway, so like I say, take the kids out the room, honey, because you never know what I'm going to say or what Mr. C's going to say. You say enough. Yes, you do. You want to say something on the record. So I need to do this one right here. But look at, like I said, I already got this guy loaded. But he's going to have to go out because I don't have enough trays. I got all those trays up there loaded. So I don't have to go to work till 10:30 today. And I'm glad about that. Woo. Seemed like Pam pushing my time back further and further. She's like, well, maybe if I get her to come to work at noon, maybe she'll be on time. Nah, girl, that ain't gonna work. I still get there at 11:15. I just can't do time, Charlie. So anyways, I want somebody to give me some comments. Send me some of your little private messages. Seems like I get more private messages than I do comments on my YouTube videos. It's so funny. But, yes, she is in a little pickle. Jesus. And then you got to spend all that time trying to... She told me, I guess her husband was like, let's go on a vacation, you know, if we could talk about our marriage and this, that, and the other. I was thinking to myself, what is there to talk about? She got Omar over here. Apparently, you weren't talking before she started dating. Why you want to talk now? But she didn't want to go. She did not want to go. And Omar didn't want her to go, so she wound up not going. And I was like, hold up a minute. Are you not going because you just don't want to go? Or are you not going because Omar will get mad because you went? Because he won't be able to get in contact with you. It's a little of both. I was like, yeah, I don't think so. I think you're not going because you're afraid of what Omar, because you used to go on vacations. You've been my patient for a very long time. You used to go on vacations with your husband. I just don't want him to get the wrong idea. What? That the marriage could possibly work? What idea do you think the man's going to get? And I told her, I said, you know, it ain't right what you're doing. I know it's not right. Don't try to cut me off. It is not right what you are doing, and you need to get it right. I had to go biblical on her. I said, if the Lord comes back today, girl, you ain't gonna make it. I mean, waving at you from the ship as it's taking off. Bye, girl. I told you, you best stop doing what you're doing. And they say we don't know when he's coming. And if I'm not going to get into heaven, it is not going to be over some danky-wanky. Believe that. No, ma'am. I want to get in because I was a liar. I want to be cast away or, you know, not accepted into the kingdom because I was a excessive, you know, liar or, you know, or because of something I did wrong, not because some man had me into, My sister, every time I say something, she always says, you know, you ain't gonna make it. I said, well, as long as I can slide in there, you ain't gonna have no jewels on your crown. That's all right. I won't be jealous. If there's no jealousy in heaven, I won't be jealous because you got, oops, I'm shaking that. Sorry, y'all. Let me move back a little bit. I can stop moving. Oops, sorry. Let me move y'all back a little bit. If I'm not shaking this thing every time I move myself. Here, okay. Y'all gonna, oop, Jesus. Y'all gonna fall over right quick. There. You had a little funky angle, but it's all right. Y'all be all right. If there's no jealousy in heaven, then I won't be jealous because you've got a bigger mansion or more jewels than me then, right? That's my rationale. As long as I get up in there and I ain't at the hot place. Honey, because Texas is hot enough. Every time summer hit, I says, ooh, if this is what hell feels like, count me out. And you know, the Mormons, they believe in proxy. And I was like, Jesus, I better get the proxy in for Willie Cooper. Don't worry, Willie, I'm going to proxy you into heaven, okay? Alan told us the other day. Remember what Alan? Proxy my son. Remember what Alan told us the other day? Alan is Chinese. And he's so cute. I just love myself some Alan. But, hi, Alan, if you're watching. He said that the Chinese burn money to get people into heaven. And they have these fake Louis Vuittons that they burn also. Look it up, y'all. I'm not even lying. That they burn, what, for homage or something to get people in, right, Will? I said, what? He goes, yeah. He pulled out his phone and showed it to me. I said, I'll be. If it's as easy as that, I got a lot of stuff. I just start burning. Let me just start burning now. If it's that easy. He said some psychic told his sister to start burning money. So they have fake money. I'm like, oh, you think God don't know the real from the fake? And what use does God have with money? Come on now. But, like they say, there's a fool born every day. Not trying to call a sister a fool. I ain't trying to call her a fool, but people do foolish things. How about that? Does that sound better? Because that, to me, that's a foolish move. I'm not going to burn it fake or real. Hell, I might offend God. So let's just leave that alone. Let's get back to relationships, shall we? So anyways, Mr. C has never been married before. He's only been married to moi. And oh, good Lord, I am so thankful because I am not the one. I never wanted to be anybody's stepmother. Not that I wouldn't be a great stepmother, because I probably would. I just don't want to, because I don't want to deal with the ex-mama drama, you know. And I like the fact that I don't have to share my husband's memories with another person. He's just all mine. Yes. So he did everything right. He married one time. After doing his schooling, got married, had kids. No, you did everything right. But I don't have any regrets about what I did. I don't have any regrets. It is my life. Whatever. My norm don't have to be your norm. Societal norms have just, yeah. I didn't grow up in a typical family, so you can't expect me to have a typical life. But everybody got an ex-husband. Hell, I don't have a friend that don't have an ex. Oh, that's not true. One of my friends, her husband died, and she hasn't gotten remarried yet. And I say yet. She probably will. She loves being in a relationship, so she probably will. But, yeah. I asked Mr. C if he was going to get married if something happened to me. He'd say, I don't know. Nah, probably not. I'm like, boy, bye. He probably had me replaced before they throw the dirt good over me. I don't understand what you're saying. He thinks somebody gonna try to get with him so they can get his dollars. She probably have more dollars than you. You probably try to, huh? You only got $1? No, you only got 50 cents because 50 of it is mine. Trying to claim the whole dollar. You greedy?
Well, in that case, I only got a quarter.
Why is that?
I'm a high 75 cent.
you gonna claim less than $1, huh? You say you got a quarter. You can't hide it. I will find it. I'm not the spender in the relationship. Willie is. That boy can spend some money. He saved good now. I'd be a liar to say he ain't got a nice little nest egg saved. He does. But that boy can spend some money. And he never want to tell me how much something costs. He'll just say, why? Why do you want to know? And he don't want to tell me. I'm like, when he don't want to tell me. If you get a good deal, he's eager. Oh, honey, guess what I saved us? But if he spent a lot of money, he don't want to tell you. Dirty. That's what he is. I tell him, whether I spent a lot or a little. I tell you. A lot? I tell you a lot?
No, a little. You tell me a little, but you spend a lot.
No, I don't. I tell you it all. And, you know, if I had a husband that got sore with me for spending money. He said I'd be dead. Girl. No, I wouldn't have them. Because I don't want anybody telling me anything. So I wouldn't have them. I would just be like, this ain't going to work.
I just put that camera right over the dirt spot in the backyard where I buried you. How about that?
No, you knew what kind of person I was.
They get tired of looking at that dirt.
No, because like when Willie had his own corporation, he would say, do you want me to buy you something? Do you need anything? No. I don't need nothing. What do I need? Well, honey, I've got to have some write-offs. Boy, I don't have nothing I want. Can't think of nothing I want. I was home with the children, homeschooling my babies. I didn't need anything. Buy me a new apron. Hell, buy me an apron. But no, he wanted to buy me machines and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So, and he did. He bought me embroidery machines and software for it and all of that kind of stuff. But anyways, it's nor here nor there. But I could not stand to be with somebody that's stingy. You should be thinking on me all the time, thinking about how to make me happy. What are you laughing about? Willie Cooper? Well, it's true. I can't stand stingy men. Or sometimes my patients come in and they will call their husband. Oh, it's going to be this amount. Is that okay? Oh. I always say, let me step out of the room so you can have some privacy because I got to go to the bathroom to upchuck. I'm like, I wish a brother might. You better stay in your lane. I'm like, and I've said it to one patient. I said, don't you work? Aren't you coming from work? That means that you were a slave to make your own coins. And you got to ask him how to spend those coins. Now, maybe they on a budget together. You know, maybe they doing some of that. But, honey, we ain't going to be checking in on a regular like that. No. Just put my coins over here if I can know how many of them I can spend. And then we ain't got to talk about it. Now, Willie and I, we got a shared bank account. We have a shared savings, a shared checking. Honey, don't nobody write checks nowadays, do they? When you get some work done on your house, you might write a check. You guys are still shaking. I must be still pushing you. Oh, you know what it is? I think my table is wrapped around this. Maybe y'all not watching anyways. You're just listening to my ignorant self. But, yeah. So that's the way we do it. He pay the bills. If you don't stop that laughing, he do. I used to pay the bills. When I stayed home, I paid the bills, but, and he doesn't pay the bills because he thinks I'm incompetent, and I didn't pay the bills because, you know, I thought he was incompetent. It just kind of fell that way. And they're automatically paid. Most of the bills, you know, Willie, I said stop that laughing, crazy man. So, yeah, they get automatically paid out of the account. He ain't really keeping no accounting. You ain't doing no accounting. You ain't fooling me. So I think you only look in the account to see if stuff cleared or not. Not cleared. His check cleared in the bank. That's what he looking for, to make sure that's all right. But other than that, we don't balance anything because, well, not to be cocky, but we make more than we spend. So we don't have to worry about the account dipping down too low because there's money left over, or even the money, the bills, you know, coming in for the next month, basically. So we don't worry about that. We paid the mortgage, he told me the other day, a month in advance. So you don't ever have to worry about being late. That's the way we do it up in here. Yes, Charlie. I don't want to be worried about nothing. Especially when that pandemic hit. We Americans are like, ooh, we're living too close to the what line? To the homeless line. That's what everybody was like, oh my goodness, I need to do things different. Now the pandemic over, they're like, oh no, I need this, that, and the other. You know, one lady was telling me, it's a true story, y'all. She was telling me how bad she suffered during the shutdown. I just laughed. You know, you had to go without your haircuts and your nails being done and this, that, and the other. And I just told her, you know, you sound real foolish. She's, Lisa, no, you sound foolish, baby. Maybe that was a wake-up call. Maybe you doing too much. So one lady said, oh, I can't come and see you because if one thing I've noticed or have learned, that I need to make sure that I've got money put away in case something happens. And a lot of people got into that mindset. I said, baby girl, I understand. Don't come. Get your life right. Because we're supposed to be the lenders, not the borrowers. That's what I told my daughter the other day. But now I'm burnt out. I don't want to be the lender or the borrower. Ooh, that's my stomach, y'all. It said, oh my gosh. You know why? Because I had that coffee and I'm drinking that. Remember that coffee I showed you guys a few videos back for burning fat? Not that I need to be burning any fat, but I looked down the other day and how come my stomach was looking back up at me? I said, Jesus, is that my gut? Everybody's like, oh, Lisa, you're so thin. And I was like, then what is this? Why do I look like I'm 5 months pregnant? But y'all know what I told you, when you're 50 and over, they say, well, actually they say 40 and over, your digestive system slows down, and so it might have just been a bunch of air in there. Probably was. Probably is. Because I don't think I eat a lot. In fact, I know I don't. But I still eat too much junk food, especially for having diabetes. I eat too much junk food. So when I first got diagnosed, they say it's that honeymoon period, you know. I was doing real good. I was like, can't eat this and can't eat that. And I was like, man, I'm so miserable. I ain't doing this. It lasted about, I want to say a good week. Oh, Jesus. Yes, I was like, I don't want to curtail my likings. I want to eat when I want to eat when I want to eat it. I was like, you know what? My sister should have got the diabetes and I should have got the hypertension. I don't know why my sister has hypertension, to be honest with you. I don't know what she's so worried about. Willie is hypertensive, but I know why he's hypertensive. Because he doesn't really worry. I think he just likes to hear himself talk. And he think he's so dang on smart. He is smart, but he ain't that smart. But he just likes to, honey, we can't do that because of this, and we can't do this and because of that. And maybe he's just an analytical thinker. And honey, I ain't analyzing nothing. Let me just figure it out. And if it fails, then I'll say, whoop, well, that didn't work. But he likes to analyze things. Sometimes I used to think it was sexy, but you know what they say about that? Honey, that wears off real quick. And you'd be like, if you don't get your head out your butt and let's just do this thing. That's why we argue when we do home projects. Oh, my goodness. You would think we were mortal enemies. Because he's like, Lisa, it's got to be done like this. And I'm like, Willie, you're just doing too much. And then we start arguing because he's over there analyzing and I'm over there. I'm just a doer. I just want to do it. But he likes to analyze it and take it apart and what? You know it's the truth. I'm like, Willie, it is not that complicated. But you gonna hit me with the fly swatter? He's gonna hit me with the fly swatter, y'all, because I'm talking about him. But you do, baby. You analyze everything. You drive me up a wall and back again.
You don't analyze anything. They drive me up the wall.
Because I don't analyze? I ain't got time to be doing that. Boy, you wasting life. No. Yes, okay. If you do it and it don't work, then you know it didn't work.
Do something else and it don't work. Okay, well, do something else and it don't work.
No.
I want to make me some breakfast.
Yeah, do that.
Do you want a breakfast sandwich?
No, I don't want a breakfast sandwich. You need to drink some more of my coffee.
I'll have Tanya ask me if you're on crack again. Might want to eat something.
My neighbor, she was like, Lisa, you're so thin. Are you okay? I'm like, look, Chubba Butt, leave me alone. We can't all be healthy. Some of us have the beaties over here. Just leave me alone. She gonna ask me that with her face all in a skull. How you say that word? A skull? I don't know how to say that word. I never could say that word. A scowl. That's the way you say it. Scowl. All in a scowl looking at me all disgusted like, what is wrong with you? I should have said, Willie won't let me eat. He monitors my food. Should have just lied on him. They don't like him no how. They think my husband mean. The kids do, and the neighbors are like, oh my gosh, he ain't mean. He's just strict to y'all. He mean to us. Look, we had a monster gym set in the backyard. It was one of those big old wooden rainbow things with rock climbing walls and multiple swings and slides and tire swings. And that thing had everything. Compliments of Mr. Cooper. He thought his kids needed all of that. Those kids played on that thing for about a year and it was like, nah, we're good. But anyways, our neighbors' kids, she had 6 of them, they thought it was all of that. So they just bring their little happy butts over here. And I'm like, go on in the backyard, do what you do. Well, one day we were sitting down having dinner. My neighbor kids was in the backyard just wee having fun. Now, if it was before 5 o'clock, I'd have been looked out the window and said, oh, look at those babies in there enjoying themselves. But it was after 5, and these fools over here in Mr. Cooper's backyard, what were they thinking when we was like? Oh, that camera is just shaking. I don't know what to tell y'all. It's just shaking today. Sorry, y'all. Don't watch the screen. Just listen to me. Be silly with y'all. So he looked up or heard those kids in the backyard. He said, he looked around the table. He yelled at his kids. He turned around in his chair. He was like, who the hell in my backyard? And I was like, oh, let me soften the blow and take out some of the steam that's coming out of his head. I was like, that's just Tanya's kids, honey. What? Nah, hell no, that's a liability. He opened the door. He's like, get out of here. He made those kids leave. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. But, oh my good Lord, those dogs are awake. Y'all hear those dogs? But yes, that's it. Oh, it has been an hour. Oh my good Lord, y'all. It is an hour. I'm so sorry. I gotta stop talking to y'all and go let these dogs out. Anyways, I'll do a car vlog on my way in today. And we can talk about a real serious subject. So I put a little heavy in with a little light. We talked a little bit about relationships, and then we had a little funny talking about Willie Cooper at the end. He is, oh, good Lord, I could tell you some stories. He always have me in stitches. Anyways, this is Scrapping Like a Lady, and I am going to let my dogs out, and then I'm going to work on this for about another hour. See ya.